Hello, how's quarantine going, everybody? Um, I just wanted to talk about colorism. I kind of talked about it a little bit on Facebook for, everyone that follows the show's page on Facebook. And the topic of discussion was, sorry, let me look at my tablet and see the exact verbiage that I used. So the topic was, what does a preference do for you? Let's discuss colorism. What does a preference do for you? What does it mean? What does that honestly do for you as an individual to have a type? I hear lots of black men say they love light skinned women, and lots of black women that say they love dark skinned men. So the question of the day is why? Why does a skin tone preference what does a skin tone preference do for you? Now, I do believe that, colorism is a thing. But for people that say that's the reason why a lot of men or women are single, I don't believe that. I think that's a bunch of baloney. Now, um, I gotta remember what I wrote. What does the preference do for you? What does it mean? What what does that honestly do for you as an individual to have a type? Well, I don't have a type, so I can't answer this. But I need to speak with people who do have a preference for a type. Why do you have a preference for a type? Why do you want to be with someone because, oh, they're light skinned, oh, they're dark skinned? I have been trying to kind of figure out what that does for people. And I mean, I've kind of got some answers and some feedback, but then it's a lot of men that didn't give me feedback at all. But, anyways, there was a time where I had a preference. Probably when I was younger, I had a preference for lighter skinned guys with hazel eyes. But that was only because I don't think I really saw, like I said, the beauty in myself. So I didn't want to be with a man that was darker skinned. I kind of wanted to go for the lighter skin, hazel eyes. I thought that they were more attractive. But now I don't discriminate at all. I like all men, regardless of color. But when it comes to that, I've never quite understood it. But of course, it dates back to slavery. Just basically, you know, the slave master, people who had lighter skin stayed in the house, and people who had darker skin, they worked outside on the fields. I think it all pretty much generates from that, the colorism thing and choosing, you know, whoever for whatever reason due to, oh, they're this color, I want this. But as far as choosing someone due to them being more attractive because of their complexion, I don't believe in that. I think that's completely ridiculous and it's definitely wrong. It's not something I agree with at all. Um, I don't know. I hear a lot of people, or men and women, that'll say things like, because they're dark skinned, they don't want to get with another person that's dark skinned because they don't want their children to be darker skinned. What is the problem with having darker skinned kids? And the reason why I'm expressing colorism so much, because I feel like until you get to the root of the problem, how can we complain about racism when there's so many, you know, layers of colorism in our community? So my thing is, there's still people out here that say stuff like that. There's still people that are telling people's kids, oh, make sure you don't have them out in the sun, or make sure you don't do this, they might get darker. There's still a negative connotation to being darker skinned, especially as being a black woman. It's considered to be like, for some people who are still ignorant, like the lowest quality, or you're not going to get picked. Like I said, I mean, you know my journey of colorism. I've talked about my colorism frequently on the show. People have told me throughout the years, oh, you better be glad you have long hair, or you better be glad you can speak well. in relevance to me being darker skinned, like saying like that's so bad, or the phrase "you're cute for a dark skinned girl." I hated hearing that. I still hate hearing that to this day, because what does that really mean? It means that you're freaking ignorant, because black is black and black is beautiful. So for people who have this negative connotation of, you know, lighter skinned people, darker skinned people, we're all black, we should embrace, you know, whatever complexion we are and any complexion that someone is. And I've heard, you know, long time traditions from friends. I had a friend who told me that their grandmother would make darker skinned people in their family sit outside and the lighter skinned people could sit inside. And like I said, it all dates back to slavery, and it's so disgusting and ignorant. And as black people, I feel like we have to pump into our children. So I was born in the year of 1987, so I'm an 80s baby. So most, if not everyone in my generation has kids, they're married, they're grown, okay? So my charge to you, having a family, being married, having children, speak life into your children. Like, I'm not a mother, but when I become a mother, I'm gonna wake up every day and make it a point to tell my kids that they're beautiful, tell my son he's handsome, because those nuggets and seeds that were ingrained into me from my mom and my dad, that's what helped me through the darkest days. Because I'm like, okay, my daddy said I'm beautiful, so I'm beautiful. My daddy said men are stupid, so men are stupid. Like, all of that stuff still kind of helped me get through. The fact that they talked to me, the fact that they was like, no, don't believe that, they don't know what they're talking about. Because my dad used to tell me all the time, you know, yes, because back around that time, I was a kid in the early 90s. You looked at music videos, all you saw were lighter skinned girls, light brown girls. And that really used to do something to me, because I was an MTV kid. I was a BET kid. I watched TV every day. So for me, not seeing a representation of women that look like me really affected a lot to do with self-esteem issues as well. And my dad used to always say, don't worry about it, baby. Like, they don't appreciate you now, but as you get older, you will be appreciated. And he would tell me to look at Naomi Campbell. Naomi Campbell is beautiful. And that is always a darker skinned woman I admired. Kenya Moore was also a darker skinned woman that I admired. Now, looking at her on Real Housewives, her behavior sometimes to me, I'm like, I just can't believe she's like that. Or if it's a persona, I don't know. But she was like one person that I admired as well. Beverly Johnson I admired. Foxy Brown, the rapper. Like, they gave me hope. Maya Campbell from In the House. Just beautiful, darker skinned women. And I would look at them and smile and be like, okay, cool. But it's like little things like that. And I'm not just gonna point it out, colorism, when it comes to darker skinned people, because colorism happens to lighter skinned people. But I can only tell from my experience. So if you have a child, if you have a niece, a nephew that doesn't feel that great about themselves, I would suggest giving them more representation of themselves in a positive light, letting them know that they're beautiful. At the end of the day, when it comes to dating and colorism, back to the topic, I feel like as a woman or a man, you have to be confident in yourself. Confidence is key. I don't believe that colorism is a hindrance in marriage or a significant other picking you. I've never had a problem dating. I've never had a problem with a guy wanting to court me, with a guy, you know, being a guy that promotes chivalry. I've always gotten a romantic, nice gentleman guy, even if it was in the beginning. I've always gotten nice guys who always want to be nice to me and, you know, want to take me out, want to get to know me. I've never gotten off the bat a disrespectful man. Even if they are disrespectful or talking about, hey, what's up, I don't give them the time of day, so they don't have a chance to waste my time. So you just have to want more. I feel like, for me, in my opinion, for people that are like colorism in dating, that's the reason, or I'm dark skinned, that's the reason why I'm not getting picked. I can't attest to that because I feel like confidence is within you. If you wake up, no matter how you look, if you wake up every day and be like, I'm the bomb, I'm the bomb, you're gonna attract a whole line of people because confidence is key. Now, like I said, I don't have a type. I really don't know the root of why I had a type before, or why. I think it was mainly because at that time I was getting picked on back in the day, and I kind of wanted my child not to have my complexion, but that was back then. But now, since I've evolved and I'm grown, I don't feel that way anymore. When my time comes, I just want healthy children regardless of how they look. But regardless, I'm just talking about this because colorism is ignorant. And once again, I feel like we should open up more. I mean, I need some more feedback to really talk about why people choose colorism when it comes to dating. Because like I said, I didn't have a real significant reason. But I do think, once again, it dates back to slavery. It just all dates back to slavery. But my question is, how do we get away from that? How do we decide to be better? How do we ingrain into our kids a more positive image of colorism and letting them know? Because I mean, colorism, like racism, is never going to go away. How do you tell your kids you are beautiful? Don't listen to the naysayers, or don't listen to what they say. How do you feed that into your kids? I don't have kids, but I can tell you what my mother did for me. My mother talked to me every day. My mother even created a book for me, and it had my name in it. It was a custom made book, and it had black people in it. So that's another thing. She bought brown Barbies. She brought brown baby dolls. And she had me talk to people who went through the same issues that I went through to tell me, you're fine, you know. She had positive circles and a positive support system around me, and I'm grateful for that. My mom is the GOAT. I love my mother. And my mother just always told me that I was beautiful. My father did as well. And all of that together helped me. I also had an aunt who told me I was beautiful every day as well. And she told me something special when I was really going through. So this is for anyone who has children who are dealing with, you know, colorism and getting picked on at school and stuff like that. She told me to write down things I liked about myself, features I liked about myself. And she told me to just post it around my house and say like positive affirmations. So you are your first teacher to your child. So you have to teach your children self-love, and that's all that matters. Because a lot of people that are grown now in my generation, they lack self-love. But that doesn't mean you can't pick it back up. Positive affirmations is always great. Telling yourself, I'm great, I'm beautiful, I'm successful, I'm on my way to blah, 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 blah. If you're setting goals, always put yourself in that position like you already achieved it. For instance, if you're looking for a corporate job, start purchasing suits. Start getting heels, pumps, office pumps. Just have a mindset like you're already where you want to be. That's the way that I've always lived my life. So every goal that I make, I look the part. I position my mind for what I'm preparing for. So when the blessing comes, you can just walk right into it. That's what faith is about. So I hope this blesses someone. I hope, you know, if I get lots of stories about people with colorism, mainly with children. Like I said, where they just don't know how to breathe life into them. Just let them know that they're beautiful and buy Barbie dolls that look like them. Let them see a representation of themselves. That's all that I can say. And as far as dating with colorism, I haven't got enough feedback for that. But guys, like, share, comment, tell me what you think. Piggyback on why you're making the decisions that you make when it comes to liking a light-skinned guy or liking a dark-skinned guy, I mean, you kind of have to search for if it's deeply rooted. I mean, is it because it's an attraction thing, or is it because, oh, I don't want my kids to be this color, or it's because I don't feel like a lighter skinned man is manly enough. If it's something like that, that's deeply rooted. So let's talk about it. Let's comment, piggyback. You let me know. That's all I got for you about colorism. I got that off the table. I'm not talking about that anymore. So good night. Happy quarantining. I hope you guys are social distancing because COVID-19 is very real. I've been social distancing for quite a while now. And it's a love and hate relationship. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it. But anyways, I just wanted to check in with my people. And that's all. Have a nice day.